I mean, I hate to even admit it, that something so beautiful that changed my life, truly, I took for granted. I fell for the vanity metrics, the likes, the shares, the comments. I allowed it to get to my head, basically. Turned something so good into the very downfall. Almost cost me losing one of my biggest clients, my VIP clients, if you will. And so this is why I'm breaking up with LinkedIn. So stick around to the end of this video. I'm gonna share with you guys the 3 things that I learned. This is my LinkedIn breakup story. Why I'm breaking up with LinkedIn, how my LinkedIn success was my LinkedIn downfall. I'm gonna share with you guys in this story. So this client that it nearly drove me to lose one of my best clients. This client's actually in the airline industry. I can't really share much more beyond that, but it's not as much about, I think what it matters for you guys, what you guys can learn from this story is growing a social media following is not easy. It's gonna require perseverance. And through that perseverance, through that difficult task of growing a following online, you might forget to tend to some of your clients. You might forget to tend to some of your own health, personal health, making sure you're taking care of your body, feeding yourself, hydrating yourself. These are all things that go out the wayside when you are growing on social media, especially during a sweet time like on LinkedIn in early 2018, 2019. These are like the golden days of LinkedIn video. I'll be honest and say that I fell head over heels for LinkedIn. And I was using LinkedIn to kind of fulfill a hole in my life that I can't really share too much details about, but it should have been filled by something else. So I'll just leave it at that you guys should not use LinkedIn or any other social media for that matter to make you feel like you're worthy or anything like that. Your value should come from somewhere else. So that's number 1, perseverance. Realize that it's gonna be hard and that through that difficulty, there's gonna be times where you're challenged and you need to be stable in your base, right? You need to be rock solid in order to persevere through that difficult challenge of growing a following. Because if you're not, you may grow a following like I did, 17, 18,000, and then flatline. This year I basically hit rock bottom and my follower growth plateaued. So you might as well fix that first so then you don't need to do what I did, basically. So number 2 is planning. Make sure you and everyone around you, including your clients and your family and your friends, are on board with this plan to fill in the blank, whatever it is that you're trying to pursue, whether you're doing a startup, you're starting a YouTube channel, or growing a following on LinkedIn, creating your online course on Kajabi. Know that that's what you want to do and realize there's going to be sacrifices that you need to make. There might be people that you need to cut out. You might need to lay a few clients off, right? You might need to end a few relationships in your life in order to actually achieve that life that you plan for. So that's number 2 is planning. Make sure you plan it all out up front. Make sure it's on paper. And that's one thing I didn't realize I didn't realize how many hours a day it really takes to grow, to be an influencer on LinkedIn. It doesn't take all day. You can do it in a moderate amount of time, depending on what your goals are. But if you don't track it, you can just spend all day, right? And that's obviously what happened. So it's how I almost lost one of my biggest clients. So 3rd, last but not least, is posterity. So think about posterity as like your legacy. I wanted it to be a P, but complete the journey 1 step at a time. And each step along the way, adjust and calibrate. Make sure that you're still on the same path that you set out on. So even though when I quit my job 2.5, almost 3 years ago, I quit my 6-figure full-time engineering job to be a full-time content creator on LinkedIn, even though I quit that and had good pillars and I had my values set and I had my head on straight, a slight deviation in course without course correcting, you could find yourself drifting far off the original path that you set yourself on. Consequently, you might find yourself with one of your most prized clients, that client at risk. Complete the journey one step at a time and calibrate at each step to measure your performance, and realize that there is no end, that this is a mindset, it's a framework, it's a system that you need to implement and continuously improve. And that, with that said, you have the perseverance, planning, and posterity. Remember those three things. Those are the three things that if I would have known over the last 2.5 years, I would have potentially not put myself into so many precarious situations where even some of my, not just one client, multiple clients, multiple relationships, friendships, and the like, were at risk due to my own. I mean, if you guys haven't seen, watch the social dilemma, and it talks about the double-edged sword nature of social media. It can be very addictive, so just watch that. Keep using it, but keep using it for good, and just make sure to take it one step at a time, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, hit subscribe and leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.